we're going to be looking at steering today, and mainly working on some steering on some left turns, possibly steering on some right turns. So I'm just going to demonstrate what I'm going to do here now. Now the method that we're going to be using here, 10 to 2 method, the push and pull method. So when you're driving, and we're driving a few minutes, is when you're driving along the road, your hand should be around about there or there-ish, you know, in that region. Not up here because you've got less control, and not down here, same thing. You know, less control, risk of banging your hands on your knees and legs. And when you turn, if you're going left, right hand's going to lead, left hand's going to let go. It's going to bring it down, and then as it gets towards the bottom of the steering wheel or 6 o'clock position, the right hand will take over, and the left hand will release it, and it will lift up towards the sky. And at 12 o'clock position, left hand will take over, right hand releases it and goes down. And then to go back, it's in reverse. As it goes up to the top, the right hand takes over at 12 o'clock position, pulls it down to 6 o'clock, where the left hand takes over, and that takes over, right hand releases it, brings it back up. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's get some driving doing and going on, and let's get going. So I'm bringing it along, and you can see what I'm doing there now. Hopefully it's not too fast for you. And there's a little bit of leeway, because people say to me, well, I failed my test if I cross my hands. Well, not necessarily. No, if you've got control of the car, then you're going to be fine. So I'm taking my time because it's a busy car park. And I've been doing this method now for about 30 years, and it's not let me down yet. So it doesn't have to be full half turns to do it. You can do it quarter turns, whatever you think it suits you. So I'm going left out of here. So I'm just checking and bringing it round, and I'm feeding it back. If you let it spin, let go of the wheel, then you haven't got control, and you're going to pick up a fault on the driving test, by the way, of a lack of control of steering. Even if you don't lose control of it completely, you haven't actually got hold of the wheel, and you should be having one hand on the wheel at least when you're driving, you know, while you're turning. One hand turns, the other hand Fred pushes it through. So we'll do some left and right turns coming up in the next minute. So we're just going to get through these lights, and we'll take a left turn. And people say you can't do it on tight turns. Well, I can. So I'm going left, and the trick is get your speed down for it. So I'm in second gear, slowing down. Left hand comes up, takes over, right hand helps it round and brings it back. It's not hard, it's pretty easy. So I'm just going to follow it down here. And the same sort of thing when you're going past cars, vehicles, you don't have to be big either. So we're going to do a right turn here, centre mirror right, signalling, slowing down for second gear. It's definitely clear. Right hand's going to lead, brings it down, left hand brings it up, and then to go back opposite way. And if you go slightly over the 12 o'clock position, it's okay as long as your hands are not completely across, because once they start to cross over to one side of the wheel completely, then what's going to happen is that you're going to lose control. So I'm slowing it down to make it easier to get out. And you'll find a lot of these roads that I'm on, they're not easy junctions or easy turns, they're quite tricky. So I'm going left here, coming up, centre mirror left, signalling left. I can't see what's coming, so it's a closed crossroads, unmarked, pop it in first gear, bit of gas, bit of biting point, and I'm going to lean forward, and the left hand's going to lead to turn left. Down it goes, 12, lifts it back up with the right, and so on. And then to go back, goes down and up. And it's continuing all the time doing it. And then I'm going to be going right at the end of here, centre mirror right, signalling, and I'm checking. I can't see because the bushes, so I'm slowing down first gear. It's clear. Right hand pulls down, left hand lifts up, right hand pulls down, and then reverse to get straight. But opposite way around. I'm going to go right at the end, centre mirror right, and you just repeat it all the time. So I'm slowing down because I can't see on the left. Pop it in first. Right hand's going to lead. I'll do it in slow motion because there's no one around. So right hand pulls down, so as I'm moving forward slowly. Left hand takes over and lifts up. Right hand takes over, lifts it down, and then to go backwards, right hand lifts up, left hand brings it down, right hand lifts up. All right. If you're, and I know Matt mentioned a few seconds ago, if you're struggling to do that in the first few lessons, and it could be the speed's too fast of the car, you know, you're running out of time to do things. It could also be that you're just not used to it, and it just takes practice, because it's a bit of thinking involved, you know, at first, and as you get better it gets easier. What you don't want to do is, and I'll demonstrate it here, because I'll try and demonstrate things, is if you let go of the wheel, people say, oh, I can let go of the wheel and it's spinning my hands. So I'm going to bring it down like this, and then what they'll do is they'll let go of the wheel, doing that to it. And that's not controlling the car, that's not controlling the steering wheel, because if you go over a bit of a crack in the road or a pothole, it's not going to go where you want it to go, and it can go slightly different ways. So, and you'll pick up a fault for it on the test. And people come back sometimes from driving tests and they'll say, well, I got a serious for steering, and it's possibly that they're actually crossing the hands and they're going wide, or they're losing control of this actual steering going around the corner, so they might be going too fast. So here's another one people tend to do, is they'll do this. It's easier, and they'll do that, but it's dangerous. So you just got to keep reminding yourself, stick to what we know, which is the 10 to 2 method to get me to do what I need to do. So at the end of here, I'm going to go left, and I've got a car right on the bend on the junction, so I'm going left, and because it's dangerous, I'm slowing myself down to check, and I'm left turn down, right brings it up, and then back in reverse to get to where I want to be. And it'll work. It'll just keep working and working and working. You know, and if you're going around something, it doesn't need a lot of turns to go around something, but when you're going left turns, right turns, that's what you need to do. Okay, so I'm hoping that helps you. If it does, fantastic, and watch out for the next video next week.